Great. We're good. Hello, this is Metal Health, and we're here with Greg from Allegaeon today.
Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
this is going to be cool. I love this band. Allegaeon is a technical melodic death metal band, but they also have influences of classical, which is pretty cool. And like the first time I heard Allegaeon, yeah, I always get that mixed up because I can't read well.
It's my whole career is based on a spelling mistake. So
Awesome. But the first time I heard Allegaeon was it was on Liquid Metal, Sirius XM,
okay, sick.
and it was basically when you were promoting the album, proponent for Sentience.
Oh, dude, you were so close for saying a proponent of sentience. And
Yeah.
of course, the abbreviation for that would be piece of shit. So
Oh,
it's super important to put the F.
yeah. Basically, I heard it. I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I went to an old relic of a store, HMV, and I asked them to order me an Allegaeon CD. But this was in the height of my drug addiction, so I completely forgot about it. And but I guess I told my brother because that Christmas I ended up unwrapping one of the CDs. It was great. It wasn't a proponent for sentience. It was Elements of the Infinite.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, and I was still very happy. I've been a big fan ever since. And I'd say like I really like that album too, Element of Infinite, because it basically has the coolest sweeping guitar solos I've ever heard. They're so good, they actually clean my kitchen. Well, either that or motivate me to do so.
Well, that dude, look at that. See,
Yeah.
and say metal doesn't do anything for anyone.
Yeah. So, how'd you come up with the name Allegaeon?
Oh, because we're idiots. We were Allegiance back in like 2007-ish, 2006, 2007. And the guy who was in the band before me, I forget his name. I think his name was Dave. I'm not really sure, but the story goes that he didn't spell check when he typed in Allegiance to Google or something like that. So he's like, oh, dude, there's no other bands called Allegiance. And then we got cease and desist letters.
Oh, okay.
Like after that, which was stupid because we got like 3 of them from 3 different bands called Allegiance, like 2 from California, 1 from like Denmark or something. And so we were just like, all right, let's change it, which is good because I hated the name Allegiance. But then it was like we already had kind of a fan base going at that time. So it was like we didn't want to just like, alienate them. So we tried to keep it similar. So put Aeon and Allege together and you get Algae. I'm sorry, Allegion.
Well, algae would kind of fit the whole science thing, right? With biology in that point, right?
Dude, it was in hindsight, one of the worst decisions of our career. It was horrible, dude. No one knows how to say it. You know what? But at least it's a talking point, right? You kind of really don't know what the band's going to sound like from the name. No one can pronounce it. Siri can't, Alexa, oh, poor Alexa.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
Cool. All right. Now, not to pigeonhole metal, but usually lyrics in metal bands are either really smart or very Nathan Explosion-y. Did Allegion decide to be smart because the music is so smart, or did it just happen?
That just has to do with their interests. I can speak for myself. I was like, when Allegion, we finally got signed, man, I was 30 or 31 or something like that. So like my career started late. So what has an interest for you as a 30-year-old is not what interests you like when you're a 19-year-old. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're younger, you just like you have different, you know, you want to praise Satan and burn down churches because you have hormones running through your body, you know? And like when you're old, that doesn't help. It's, you know, it holds no appeal. So you
So
kind
you're
of
saying
just
your
like,
church burning days are behind you?
oh yeah, yeah. I'll be very vocal about being anti-religious, but yeah, I'm kind of I don't care, man. Do what you want. But
Cool. I'm not really religious either, but in the group I go to, I'm not going to name names because I can't. I'm not allowed. It's anonymous, right? So but I have to have a higher power, so I just
right?
call him Frank. You know?
Oh, nice, dude.
To be
That's
frank
awesome.
with someone, honesty.
Dude, that's really sweet because I know a lot of, dude, I think that's a big portion of why a lot of people don't like to go to certain anonymous things because they're just like, well, I don't believe in a higher power. And I'm like, well, it could be anything, right? It could be your dog or something.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
believe in something.
I wouldn't pick a dog because I plan on it lasting. My dog. You know?
Right.
Oh, great. Yeah. So you do science talk and everything. I just want to know, when are we going to get the album, The Science of Love?
The Science of Love, dude. Oh man, but see, no one's figured that shit out yet. Yeah, we've written songs where it's been disproven when like the album was all turned in. We recorded the record and they disproved some of the theories. So it's like, well, it was relevant at the time, and but I don't know, man. We're gonna, with everything going on in the world, I think the next record we're gonna take a little step back from the science thing, just for a sec, because
maybe
think
one song or two, not the whole album, right?
I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think we want to do something where we have an idea where we want to just elicit an emotional response, and it's hard to do that when you're singing about microbiology, you know. So I think that also has to do with the singer change, because like when we had Ezra,
Riley's cool. I like Riley.
Yeah, dude, Riley's the best. But I will say it's hard for him to get when Ezra and I were like super pumped about like science and everything like that, and Riley is too. But Riley doesn't feel like an emotional connection to the music, and you know it's hard to be convincing with your message if you don't like, you know, feel it. So we're just gonna try something different a little bit to see if we can improve upon ourselves, let's say.
Okay, cool. I saw on YouTube that you said that it was when you guys were doing that not drinking contest, but taking shots for when you got things wrong, when getting to know your band member. You said you like funk and classical. I was just wondering if you could tell me some of your favorite funk artists.
Oh, dude, it's well, I mean, I think if you don't say Stevie Wonder,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like Stevie Wonder's a god, right? Just like a musical god, and he kind of just was like all over the place. But I think, you know, with like Superstitious and stuff like that, like he dips his toes in those waters, and just super, super well done. I mean, like I can't say enough positive things about Stevie Wonder. So I mean, I'm gonna say Stevie Wonder. But yeah, of course, like Wild Cherry had some cool, you know.
My personal favorite from that era was like Bobby Womack.
Oh no, okay. Oh yeah.
It was more soul, but like he had a couple albums that like that bass was just funky.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I almost want to say the Spencer Davis Group, but I think they just had a little bit like a sprinkling of it in. But
okay.
Yeah, they were more soul too, I think.
Cool. Yeah. I think it's not important to have other genres, but like I personally like to have other genres than just metal. But
yeah, I mean that's why for me it's super important, you know, being a classical guitar player, and like that's what I did. That's what I was gonna do with my life until the band thing happened. Um, you know, I love classical music. That's like not really a secret to anybody that's been a fan. Um, but I have another band, Nuclear Power Trio, that is going very much into the more classical, more flamenco, more funk, jazz. It's kind of a fusion of all this stuff, and people can hear that. I think it's like October, November when it's gonna.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on a bit. With COVID, you had to play with your band from your living room, it looked like. What was Slay at Home like? Can you tell us about that experience?
I definitely have a few more gray hairs that I've dyed out of my beard from that experience because I'm, being 40, I haven't really kept up on the technology of recording. And so doing that was literally one of the most painful experiences to try to just record my things. Because I think my computer that I have has the juice. So for whatever reason, everything I recorded was way off. And so it got to the point where I was just sliding everything, the whole take on beat. But oh dude, it was a nightmare. I would start the song and eventually I was like, okay, I'm just going to start it. And I'd be on beat. I'd record the whole thing and I'd listen to it. And by halfway through, it started to get off the beat. And by the end, I think my part finished 30 seconds after the rest of the band. So yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a little nightmare, but a great experience. Well. I'm happy I had it. And we have another one coming up for our friend is putting together something for the Denver chapter of Black Lives Matter or something. So
okay,
it's
cool.
Super important to her, and she's one of our really good friends. So I'm gonna do that. Should be a lot of fun. I just finished that one. That one, my computer's getting better. Either I'm getting better, I'm learning how to use it better, or yeah. So.
Yeah, with all the fiber optics and all that mumbo jumbo, I don't know anything about that either.
But dude, we are on Zoom, so we're progressing a little bit.
Yeah. I had to because they don't have meetings in person anymore.
That's right. Does that bug you, dude? Because part of me is just oh, dude, I would much rather do everything on the internet than.
I'd much rather be in person because I don't get the same feelings and everything. And
right.
With Zoom, you can be secretly talking to someone else in the Zoom without other people knowing.
Oh, okay.
With text and stuff. So it's just you can you can just be bashing people if you want, and it's just it's just we're not exactly it's hard to explain, but you don't actually come into the program being we'll say the nicest all the time, most compassionate for other people. It
right.
comes slowly, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that's one thing, and a few years back, around 4 years ago, when you started up a Patreon, there was a bunch of whiny bitches being whiny bitches about it. Do you have any comments towards that, or did I sum it up nicely?
Yeah, they were whiny bitches, but I also think we could have explained ourselves better. When it blew up in our face, we expected some backlash, but we didn't expect the amount of hate that we got. And then going back, reviewing it, it was really interesting because if you weren't a fan of the band and you didn't know our personalities, it came off way worse than it did. If you were a fan of the band, which was what it was catered to, you knew that we're big jokesters. We don't take ourselves too seriously. So it made sense the way we pitched it. But, if you didn't, then it made us look really horrible, And so I think it's a 50-50 thing. We should have done it a little bit more serious just because we didn't realize it was going to be under that big a microscope, as far as the whole thing. So, we have to take responsibility for that and how that came off. But, I mean, whatever. Now everybody and their mother has a Patreon, and I'll just say, you're welcome. We were one of the first. I will say we are pretty shitty Patreon owners. And I think it's because of the amount of hate we got. Like, it kind of really just, like, it really took the winds out of our sails. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So back with talking about COVID a bit. How's your mental health been the last few months? I know for me and other addicts, isolation is really bad for us. Because like usually the only time we're isolating is, the only time when I was isolating was high as balls on meth. Right. So the last few months, like addicts have been dropping like flies. I just want to know how you've been dealing with it.
I mean, it's been, so I went to visit my girlfriend in Ottawa, and it was for our anniversary, and I was only supposed to be there a week. Then the borders closed. So I was stuck in the lovely land up north for until like a week ago or so. So for about 4 months, I was kind of stuck up there. In that time, I was supposed to come back and my roommate, it's kind of like I'd take care of him a little bit. He was in a motorcycle accident. And while I was away, he killed himself. So I found that out. He killed himself on April Fool's Day. Or not April Fool's Day, on 4/20, which, knowing him, that was kind of funny. And he went out in a way that was very appropriate for the guy. So that was really hard, and to come back and to be in the house where, like, I've taken care of him for the last 4 years, it's been pretty shitty. And then
I can only imagine. Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of death going on. Like, my girlfriend's cat randomly had a stroke. That happened a week after. So dealing with one death compounded by another, it's been rough. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna try to delve into pity, but it's been bad. It's been a bad couple months, but I don't think it's been very easy for most people now. So yeah, best foot forward, and we should all stay off social media.
Yeah, that's true. At least from what I can see, you can always relax and watch some Seinfeld.
Yes. Yeah. Anything really.
Yeah.
We've been watching a British show called Garden Rescue on YouTube. That's what we've been doing.
I wouldn't suggest Unsolved Mysteries, because I've been watching that on the flicks, and
the new I'm excited, but it's like kind of bad timing.
Yeah, I agree. Oh wow. I think we're doing pretty good here. Do you have anything you want to say or promote before I say goodbye and stop the record button at least?
Sure. August 22nd, Allegiant's going to be playing another one of those online kind of festival things. And we would love if people would come check it out. We're going to be doing a special Form Shifter set with the drummer, JP, who played on Form Shifter. So it should be a lot of fun, and, yeah. Okay,
great. Yeah, one more thing. I really wish that I could get the Elements of Infinity of Infinite on vinyl, but I can't find it.
Yeah, because it was never made. We didn't get a vinyl option until Proponent.
Okay. Well,
yeah, that's really what happened. We never got an option, and every time I think we've tried to broach it, we're not. I don't know. It needs to be brought up again with the label. But I mean, right now it's the worst time to bring up anything since no one has any money. So
Yeah.
No one's making money, so we'll just hold on to that. It'll definitely happen at some point. So we're gonna start writing or getting together for album number 6 here in next month, and start cranking away on that. So.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
I was really happy you said yes to this, and
Yes,
I
dear. I'm so
appreciate.
sorry it took us so long. I couldn't do it while I was in Canada, and
I could have just driven the 4 hours and been there. We could have done it in person if it wasn't.
yeah, I
You weren't
guess
allowed to not be in person.
right.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm gonna press the stop recording button now. Yay! Okay, thank you.